Every time a customer browses an app, clicks a link, or completes a transaction, they generate a digital footprint. For a modern enterprise, those tiny footprints add up to millions of raw, disconnected data points flooding into corporate servers every single day. In its unrefined state, this incoming information is a mess. It is full of duplicates, missing fields, and formatting errors. If you feed that raw chaos directly into your analytics engine, you run straight into the oldest rule of computer science: garbage in, garbage out. When an organization relies on ungoverned information, the damage spreads quickly. Supply chain algorithms predict demand based on phantom orders. Marketing teams burn budgets targeting defunct email addresses. Eventually, executives make multi-million-dollar strategic calls based on dashboards that are completely divorced from reality. Collecting mountains of information without checking its quality does not give a company a strategic advantage. It actually does the opposite. It expands the organization's risk exposure. To actually extract value from all this noise, a company has to treat its data as an asset that moves through a strict, multi-stage chronological lifecycle. It requires active governance from the moment it is collected until the day it is deleted. True data governance means building a rigorous process that refines raw, chaotic inputs into trustworthy substance. With billions of inputs streaming in, a company needs a reliable way to decide if a single piece of information is actually useful. To do that, data stewards measure individual records against a set of core dimensions. This animated diagram shows a single raw data point being evaluated against 3 specific metrics: accuracy, completeness, and freshness. If a record fails these tests, it cannot be trusted. First, the point moves through the accuracy and completeness filters. Here, obvious errors like a misspelled name are corrected, and missing variables like a blank zip code are flagged and filled in. But perfection has an expiration date. The freshness metric tracks how long it has been since the information was verified. A perfectly accurate, complete customer profile from 5 years ago is likely useless today because people move and change jobs. If it isn't updated, its value decays. Maintaining these dimensions isn't a one-time task. Data stewards run a daily routine called the Data Quality Improvement Cycle. As you can see here, the filters connect into a continuous, closed loop, passing the data through repeated verification stages over time. Running this continuous cycle ensures that stale or broken inputs are caught early, stopping them from quietly creeping in and corrupting larger, enterprise-wide datasets. Achieving high marks in these quality dimensions on an individual scale provides the mandatory foundation for any reliable business intelligence. Even with clean individual records, large companies often face a structural problem: conflicting information. The billing department might have a customer's old home address, while the shipping department has their new apartment, and marketing has a completely different P.O. box. The engineering solution to these cross-departmental conflicts is called Master Data Management, or MDM. This diagram demonstrates how MDM works in practice. It takes multiple conflicting data streams from different departments, compares them against a set of strict business rules, and reconciles them into a single unified node. This pristine source of truth is known as the golden record. Instead of departments arguing over whose spreadsheet is right, every enterprise system now pulls directly from this exact node. Stepping back, we can see that this golden record exists within a specific 5-stage data lifecycle. It isn't a permanent file. It requires constant active maintenance. During this maintenance phase, IT teams have to continuously reassess the file's metadata and update employee access rights. If they don't, they risk privilege creep, where employees retain access to highly sensitive information long after they change roles or leave a project. A golden record retains its high value only as long as the organization manages its life cycle. Without that active maintenance, the truth fragments, and the record slowly reverts back into garbage. Eventually, every piece of information reaches the final and most frequently ignored stage of its life cycle: retention and disposal. Many organizations fall into the trap of digital hoarding. They keep every historical transaction, old email, and outdated customer profile indefinitely, assuming it might somehow be useful in the future. But keeping stale information gets expensive quickly. Under the principle of data minimization, companies are legally and operationally encouraged to hold only what they strictly need. When they ignore this, they aggressively inflate their cloud storage costs just to house dead records. The financial cost is minor compared to the security threat. Every gigabyte of forgotten, ungoverned data exponentially increases the company's attack surface, giving hackers more targets and more vulnerabilities to exploit. Once a record's legal and business utility officially expires, it must be destroyed. That means strict, verifiable erasure of digital files, permanent anonymization of user profiles, or the physical wiping of old hard drives before they leave the building. Proper governance is not about collecting and guarding everything forever. It is the structural confidence to protect the golden record, while ruthlessly destroying the rest.